Let's unbox and review this little electric pressure washer by Westinghouse. This is the ePX3500. Specs are pretty good for an electric pressure washer with 2500 psi and 1.76 gallons per minute. And the interesting part about this is this form factor is supposed to be a lot more difficult to tip over, or a lot more stable than some of these stand type pressure washers. Let's see if this delivers. There we got some directions. A lot of the stuff I've gotten recently has not come with directions at all. Basically a link to the website and you look on your phone. I don't know if I really care, but this comes with directions if you care. Assembly of this little guy actually went quite easily. I didn't need the instructions for any of it. It's pretty obvious. Everything clicks into place really nicely. It's all plastic, so if you drop it, I'm sure it could break, but everything goes together quite nicely. And again, this form factor is kind of nice, where these wheels are outboard of the body, so you can pull it along through the yard. We'll test that. Does it stay upright when you're cleaning your house? Along the driveway and things like that should be pretty good. We've got a place to wrap a power cord here, which seems quite long. We've got a hook for our pressure hose. Seems okay. We'll test this out. We've got a soap tank on the back, our nozzle storage here, and then we've got storage for our handle. You do have to take it apart to get it on here, but overall this thing packs down real tight and nice and small for storage, so I appreciate that. We've got our turbo nozzle, our wand extension, then here's where our pressure hose connects for the wand on-off button here. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's see how it does. Also, nice big handle at the top. You can grab this thing, pick it up and go. Probably weighs, I don't know, 30 pounds or something like that. Hey, we're in business. They moved around pretty good. I don't think you really necessarily want to pull it around. The hose is quite heavy, obviously. The supply hose is quite heavy. And it is just a plastic assembly, so. But anyway, it didn't tip over. It's pretty easy to move around. I just don't think you want to be tugging it necessarily with your high pressure hose around. But it can handle a little bit. The form factor is quite good. Let's start with something simple here. A wasp nest that I took care of already in the soffit region. I don't want to blast a ton of water up there and get it all wet, but I want to clean it up. There's not really a great other way to do it. Let's see if we can just knock it out quick with this thing. Okay, we took care of that. Easy. First impressions. This is my first time using an electric pressure washer. It is so nice not to have earplugs in. It's really quiet and it's much more controlled. Once you turn off the nozzle, it just shuts off completely. So it's completely quiet. And once you're using it, it spools up a little bit, you hear it, and shuts back off. So, and it's really controlled. This doesn't have the power of some of the bigger gas ones, obviously, but for cleaning the house, initial impressions are that it's more controlled and pretty darn good. I just want to keep going now. You know how when you get the pressure washing bug and you see some progress and cleaning, you just want to keep going? That's the feeling I've got right now. That packed up very nicely. I am going to take the time to do that. On some things they're so cumbersome that you never do it and you just kind of throw it in the corner. Altogether, I will actually take the time to put this back like this. It stores down so nice and compact, and put it under the workbench or in the corner, something like that. Doesn't take up a lot of room. Yeah, I'd say that's a definite win for this little Westinghouse pressure washer. Let's see if our little Westinghouse pressure washer can wash a car. So with the regular nozzle, I just did a pre-wash. It almost seemed like I was pulling a little bit of that car wash out with it, but looking at the bottle, it doesn't look like I used an appreciable amount. So I've got the soap nozzle in now. Let's see how this does. I'd say the soap nozzle works pretty well with the bottle. It pulls an appropriate amount of wash concentrate out. Passes that. Initial, and even the pre-wash, I got most of the bugs off. It's plenty of power to get those bugs off. If you're still washing your car by hand, get this thing. I was doing that with a sponge. That is for the birds. This makes life so much easier. Your elbow doesn't hurt. And you get all the bugs off and you get clean. The big advantage of doing this at home versus going to a car wash, most of those car washes recycle all of their water. This, you're getting fresh water and you're not basically sandblasting with salts. Any dirts, they try to filter it out, but they're still recycling water. If you do this at home, you're getting nice, fresh, clean water to use to clean your car for what it's worth. So here's the biggest test yet for our little Westinghouse pressure washer is this surface cleaner by Evash. I've got a separate video reviewing that specifically. But let's see if this little electric pressure washer has enough oomph to run one of these. This is a 14.5 inch for up to 4,000 PSI. I don't know what I'm more shocked with, how good this thing works or that our little Westinghouse electric washer has enough oomph to run it. I guess the combination, I'm surprised how well it's doing. I'm really surprised with our little Westinghouse pressure washer, using it on a higher demand application like this surface cleaner. I mean, it's a combination of both, I realize, but I'm really surprised by this. It's so nice to have something this quiet also. No starting. When you're running around filling it up with chemical or something like that, it just shuts down and it's absolutely quiet. You don't have to idle it down and start it back up, and no change in the oil, there's no gas. This thing is a winner. I mean, for 180 bucks, 190 bucks, whatever, I don't think you can go wrong with this. Pretty good. I mean, the only negative is you have to plug in electrical cord, but you have to have a hose running to it for water anyway. So I'm not going to be anywhere where I have a hose for water and not electricity. So it's just an extra cord, but the electrical cord's a lot less of a burden than the giant hose with water running to it. So for me, yeah, this thing's a winner. Go buy it.